Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 299 based on novel. So let's start. Among the ruins of Tianwangzhangzang. In the fascinating Heaven Palace, the girls who entered it with Xiao Yang were also led by Yuan Yang, and they cracked the formation, so they headed towards a certain place in the Dark Lake, while the other four continents' powerhouses who entered the ruins, they were trapped in the Heavenly Palace of Bewilderment, which obviously would delay a lot of time. As for Xiao Yang and Duo Chifei, they headed towards the Pill Palace. By the way, where is Xiao Gui? On a remote path, Xiao Yang and the two were walking quietly, when Duo Chifei suddenly said something. Oh, it's broken. After Duo Chifei said this, Xiao Yang immediately frowned and clapped his hands. Don't worry, that little guy is fine. I left a soul imprint when I left. I will know as soon as he has any crisis, and I am afraid there is something incredible about him. After all, it is in your display space. When you were using your power, he directly resisted your space power. The Soul Eater said with a smile. I hope so. Xiao Yang nodded, and then he had the reassurance of the Lord of Soul Eater. This place, isn't it wrong? Since the two of Xiao Yang left the place where the fascinated old ghost is, they have entered a stone path. According to the information given by the fascinated old ghost, this place is leading to the Alchemy Hall. The way. Among the ruins of Tianwangzhangzang, it is divided into three parts. The first part is the Fascination Temple where everyone is imprisoned, and the Labyrinth Temple is left and right, respectively, the Mingzi and the Dan Palace. On the left is Mingzi, which is a bottomless swamp. It is extremely dangerous, but it also has many opportunities. On the right is the Dan Palace, which is the place where Tianwangzhangzang collects magical medicines. And the last place is in the depths of the ruins, which is also the tomb of Tianwangzhangzang. It shouldn't be wrong. Xiao Yang stared at the stone path and said. This stone path is exactly the same as the passage in the fascinating Heavenly Palace just now, except that around the stone path, a faint scent of strong medicinal powder wafts from the nostrils, making Xiao Yang sure that this is the right path. Crash. There was nothing to say along the way, and a few minutes later, the two also crossed the stone path and came to a rather simple space. In this space, it is quite strange, surrounded by bursts of dazzling soul power, and bursts of fragrant aromas come from the nostrils. Obviously this is the Pill Hall space. It seems that the fascinated old ghost did not deceive us. Is this the Pill Hall? Suddenly, in front of the space, a magnificent building suddenly appeared in front of the two. Duo Chifei couldn't help saying. In front of the two, a behemoth stood upright, with a unique shape like the word mouth as a whole. In addition, the walls were carved with countless mysterious special patterns, which made Xiao Yang's heart sink. Is there a sculpture? Xiao Yang's eyes turned in an instant, and then he slowly came to the front of the Pill Palace, looking at a stone statue in front of the Pill Palace, wondering. There doesn't seem to be a way to enter the Pill Hall. After a while, Du Chifei looked around with beautiful eyes as he looked at the uniquely shaped Pill Hall. Didn't the fascinated old ghost say how to enter the Pill Hall? Du Chifei asked. No. As the spirit formation of the bewildering Heavenly Palace, it seems that the fascinated old ghost only exists in the formation, and the Pill Hall is quite far away from the formation. I am afraid this senior has never been here. And in the information he gave me, he didn't mention how to enter the Pill Palace, let alone this strange stone statue, only the prototype pill in the Pill Palace. Xiao Yang's eyes kept on the stone statues above and in front of the unique Danden building move back and forth. It shouldn't be. Although this Pill Hall has a special shape, but with the power of my soul, I can smell the extremely strong Den incense inside. This Pill Hall is definitely not fake, it's just the entrance. Xiao Yang still it is doubtful, but his eyes are on the stone statue. Obviously, at this time, I am afraid that the entrance should be related to the stone statue. The shape of this stone statue is also unique, it seems to be some kind of soul beast breath, but the body is exactly the same as us humans. Du Chifei looked at Xiao Yang, who was in deep thought, and immediately stared at the stone statue to examine it carefully. In this space, there is only the unique mouth-shaped Pill Hall and the stone statue in front of the Pill Hall. The stone statue is all white, as if the casting material is quite mysterious, and the whole is like a human being, with hands and feet, long hair fluttering, and sharp edges and corners, looks like a rather handsome man, but vaguely between it revealed a violent aura like a soul beast. This guy, I'm afraid, is the key to entering the Pill Palace. After a while, Xiao Yang and the two explored and found that there was only this stone statue and the Pill Palace in this space. Get out of the way, I'll try. After some inspection, he found no results, and Xiao Yang immediately said, "He can't waste time here." "Well, be careful, I always feel that this stone statue doesn't seem right." Duan Shifei always felt that this stone statue was weird, but he couldn't detect a reason, so he could only tell Xiao Yang. "The fire is coming." Xiao Yang agreed softly, and then without hesitation, as soon as he made his move, a dazzling khaki flame suddenly appeared. Wang buzzing. The khaki flames emerged, and the tyrannical power of the holy flame suddenly filled this space with an uneasy dry atmosphere. Boom. Without any hesitation, Xiao Yang's khaki-colored holy flame suddenly wrapped around a strange stone statue. After being burned by such a tyrannical holy flame for a full 5 minutes, the stone statue was not damaged at all, and even the white light of the whole body became even more dazzling under the baking of the holy flame. What the is this? Can't even the holy flame be broken? In the next moment, seeing the holy flame burning to no avail, Xiao Yang could only withdraw temporarily. "I'll try it." After a while, Du Chifei said softly, looking at Xiao Yang who was in deep thought. "Well, be careful. I will protect the law for you. Once you have anything, I will immediately take action." Xiao Yang said solemnly. "Thank you." Du Chifei was dumbfounded. "It's okay, we are friends after all." Xiao Yang also smiled heartily. "Are you a friend?" Xiao Yang's seemingly bland words planted a great seed in Duo Chifei's heart, so that it took root and sprouts in the future, and it was difficult to stop it. Wang buzzing. After a while, the reincarnation rune at Duong Chifei's eyebrows gently squirmed, so a trace of grey thunder with a destructive grey thunder suddenly fell off, and then, under the gaze of the two, facing the stone statue wrap away. The stone statue, which was originally quiet and unusual, was injected by Du Chifei's tyrannical reincarnation power, and suddenly woke up slowly. A majestic force like the awakening of a sleeping dragon suddenly emerged in this space. "Not good. Let's go." And the next moment, Xiao Yang's pupils shrank tightly, and regardless of the 3721, he dragged Du Chifei and ran towards the retreat. Clang. At that time, the only way for the two of them to retreat is completely blocked, and the stone statue in the place where the stone statue was originally stored in front of the pill hall disappeared. "Hey!" A thunderous roar resounded through the entire space in an instant. There is no way out. Even though Xiao Yang's soul power is extremely strong, he has been vigilant for a long time, but he is still blocked by the mysterious power in this space. "This space is too special. I'm afraid that even the strength of you and me can't be cracked." And that stone statue is gone. Xiao Yang firmly guarded Duo Chifei behind him, as if his brother was protecting his younger sister. His eyes were vigilant. This space is incomparably huge and boundless, but only the peculiar shape of the pill hall is nothing else, so that no matter how vigilant Xiao Yang is, he can't find the secret. After a while, the reincarnation rune between Duan Chifei's eyebrows slowly wriggled, exuding some shocking power, but Duan Chifei was vaguely able to see Xiao Yang protecting her. "Don't panic, I'm afraid this guy has an old relationship with the Thunder Lord." Suddenly, the Lord of Soul Eater said. "This guy's strength is probably more difficult than the fascinated old ghost." Xiao Yang muttered while watching Duo Chifei's situation vigilantly, while the dazzling soul power emerged. After all, the Thunder Lord is the most powerful person in the world. Although the overall strength is not comparable to your Xiao family, there are many subordinates who support her. And the guy in front of you is probably the old group who follow the lead of Thunder. The Soul Eater said thoughtfully. "My king, is it really you?" The next moment, behind Xiao Yang, an irresistible silver thunder force suddenly emerged, accompanied by bursts of fierce wind. The dazzling thunder force easily bound Xiao Yang when he got up. A handsome man in white clothes fluttering, with a respectful look in his eyes, said to Du Chifei. "There is no Thunder Master here, only Du Chifei." Seeing this, Xiao Yang frowned. Dazzling khaki flames emerged, constantly resisting the dazzling thunder around him, but even so, for a while, he was against the power of these thunders. It is also useless. Obviously, the difference in strength between the two is too huge. Huaxin Tianyang ranked 35th on the Holy Flame list. The power is indeed extraordinary, but in your hands, it's useless. It's better to release it and let me control it, and I can also do a small part for the great world. The mysterious man glanced at Xiao Yang lightly, his eyes narrowed. The expression of surprise and disdain in Zhong continued to change. "You dare." Xiao Yang heard the words, hurriedly startled. The dazzling fighting qi and the power of Holy Flame emerged at the same time, resisting this guy's invasion. "You dare." In an instant, Duan Chifei forcibly endured the slight pain from the reincarnation rune, and said coquettishly, "My king's power is still so tyrannical." The mysterious man was drunk by Du Chifei, and immediately stopped attacking Xiao Yang. And Duo Chifei in front of the mysterious man, the reincarnation rune at the center of his eyebrows trembled, a trace of grey thunder, like a tide, suddenly burst into the body, and the breath in his body also skyrocketed, but his face was quite painful. "Asshole! What are you doing?" And realizing that the mysterious man gave up fighting against him, and instead directly urged the handprints to change into some rather obscure and complicated ancient palm prints, the vagueness was actually speeding up the fusion of his reincarnation power, Xiao Yang couldn't help shouting. "The enemy of the alien race is in front, and my king must wake up as soon as possible, otherwise once the identity of reincarnation is detected by the alien race, they will inevitably send strong people to besiege them. It is indispensable." After the mysterious man finished speaking, the dazzling power of thunder around his body was injected into his reincarnation rune, and the speed of fusion suddenly accelerated. "But you'll kill her like that? She's just a little girl. Have you asked her if she is willing?" The next moment, Xiao Yang's pupils turned red, and he almost roared out with a roar. "There is nothing willing or unwilling. Since reincarnation was planted on her, her life does not belong to her. For the sake of the war between heaven and earth, for the peace of the world, this time, I will wrong her." A trace of grievance emerged from the mysterious man's mouth. Feeling melancholy, and then continued to urge handprints. Bang bang bang. Xiao Yang was bound in the air by the power of countless thunders, unable to move at all, but there was a burst of anger in his pupils. Duo Chifei knew that she was a reincarnator, but she had promised Du Tianhong that she would try her best to protect her until the reincarnation was completely successful. Even if she eventually became the much-anticipated Thunder Lord, Xiao Yang could still laugh about it, reincarnation. The predecessor has quite a fond memory. Furthermore, the gentleman's words, "The horse is difficult to chase," is there any violation of the meaning? "Stop it for me." In an instant, Xiao Yang's voice containing dazzling fighting spirit and huge soul power resounded throughout the space. "You have a good talent, but you can't interfere in the affairs of the reincarnator. And if you don't have a good relationship with the reincarnator of my king, if I touch you, I will make my king angry. I'm afraid that holy flame will not be in your hands. After all, your strength is too weak. So let me be this sinner." After the mysterious man finished speaking, he was also using the power of thunder to speed up the fusion. "I tell you to stop." A roar like a soul beast almost roared out from Xiao Yang's throat, and immediately within Xiao Yang's body, a khaki flame and the power of ghost face soul flame burst out together. Two kinds of holy flames? How is that possible? At this time, the mysterious man's face finally showed a hint of shock, and the movements on his palms stopped abruptly. The holy flame is a treasure-like existence in the Great Thousand World, and ordinary people can fly high by owning only one flower. As for those who have two holy flames, I am afraid that in the Great Thousand World, it is also one-handed, but these powerhouses are all the real supreme ones in the world. Stop me. Otherwise, if you try to detonate the fall of the two holy flames, I will stop you. Xiao Yang said very calmly, word by word. "Is this person worth it to you? And even if I don't do it, if she succeeds in reincarnation in the future, I'm afraid she won't remember you. Why do you do this?" The mysterious man slowly stopped the movement in his hand and shook his head. "No matter who she becomes in the future, at least I promised his father to protect her." With the emergence of Shuangyan, the seemingly indestructible power of thunder collapsed in an instant, and Xiao Yang also walked towards Du Chifei step by step. Said slowly, "Hey." The mysterious man shook his head when he heard the words. "Senior is very strong, but don't think that this junior is afraid." Looking at the mysterious man who hesitated, two prismatic Saint Flame crystals appeared in Xiao Yang's palm. With such a lineup, even this mysterious man was a dignified 5-star fighting immortal. Strength, I am afraid that it will be seriously injured in an instant. Today, I was reckless, but my king's reincarnation must be successful. Because you are such a protector of the master, when I finish other things, I will naturally come back to receive my king. During this time, you can protect my king. After a while, the mysterious man turned into a thunder, like lightning, and flew out of the ruins of the heavenly king's possession, leaving only Xiao Yang and Du Chifei. People. Is it one of the 3 generals under Lord Lei? It seems that this little guy has a long way to go. Watching the mysterious man leave, the Soul Eater also laughed. Master, she is. With the departure of the Thunder Lord's former team, in this space, only Du Chifei and Xiao Yang were left in a coma after being tortured by the reincarnation rune. It should be fine, it's just that the guy just stimulated the power of the reincarnation rune in advance, so it will cause some load to some extent, just rest for a while. The Lord of Soul Eater said. Master, I want to know the information about that guy. The next moment, Xiao Yang asked the Soul Eater with a firm gaze. He is very strong. Maybe he was suppressed here for some special reasons. The strength of the 5-star fighting immortal is not his limit, and he also has a high status among the Thunderlord's subordinates. Lord of Soul Eater, seriously. He will regret it. When Xiao Yang heard the words, he didn't look into it, but his expression became fierce. Maybe, but I believe that you will be stronger than him in the future. The Lord of Soul Eater smiled. Master, thank you. Xiao Yang's eyes were rather strange, and then a steady stream of gentle fighting qi continued to nourish Du Qifei. Let's go, it's business to enter the pill hall to collect treasures. As for his words, it will be a long time in Japan. After a while, seeing Du Qifei's complexion recover a little rosy, the Master of Soul Eater smiled. I'm afraid this girl will not wake up for a while, so let's take her in. Xiao Yang shook his head, then took off the ancient ruler of Yihuaheng, and gently carried it behind his back. The entrance to this alchemy hall. With Du Qifei on his back, Xiao Yang suddenly walked slowly to the front of the alchemy hall. The special material on the alchemy hall made Xiao Yang's heart sink. The secret is probably in the place where the stone statue was just now, go take a look. Seeing that Xiao Yang didn't find the entrance to the pill hall for a while, the Soul Eater said. It's really weird here. Before the voice of the Soul Eater could fall, Xiao Yang slowly came to the position of the stone statue. Looking around, the original position of the stone statue stood directly opposite to a certain position in the pill hall, and at this time, with the disappearance of the stone statue, a deep pit of about a few feet appeared in the place where the stone statue was located. Open it for me. After a while, Xiao Yang's expression became dark, and with a loud shout accompanied by bright fighting qi fluctuations, he attacked the deep pit in an instant. Wang buzzing. At this time, following Xiao Yang's actions, a strange beam of light in the deep pit suddenly roared towards the wall of the pill hall with the momentum of lightning. At that time, the alchemy hall with a special shape like the word mouth was injected with such a strange power, and it suddenly became trembling, and a trace of terrifying aura containing the coercion of heaven and earth fell straight down from the alchemy hall. It seems to have succeeded. A rare smile appeared at the corner of Xiao Yang's mouth when he noticed this scene. Boom! In an instant, the pill hall shook violently, and then facing the wall where the stone statue was, a golden giant gate suddenly appeared. It seems to contain endless coercion. Go! Seeing this, Xiao Yang snorted coldly, then turned into a flame and rushed into the pill hall first, but when he passed through the golden gate, there was a heart-pounding fluctuation on the golden giant gate. Xiao Yang suffered a lot. Hey, the treasure in this pill palace is not obtained by you alone. It's just that Xiao Yang didn't notice that there was an extremely vague and obscure aura behind him, and he entered the pill with him unexpectedly. In the temple. Grumbling. Someone is coming. At this time, on a disc in the pill hall, there was a little boy who slowly looked at the golden giant gate, and said in a milky voice, and after speaking, he entered in the treasure chest above the stone seat. Is this the pill palace? In an instant, Xiao Yang also crossed the golden giant gate and entered the pill palace, but the scenery in front of him surprised Xiao Yang. At this time, the pill hall was like a circular inner wall, with a splendid luster all around, which was quite dazzling, like the treasure house of princes and nobles. The inside of the pill hall is actually made of special metal materials. Even Xiao Yang's soul power cannot penetrate this solid wall. In addition, the entire inside of the pill hall is like a special shape like a gourd. Shudder. There are quite a few treasures in this pill hall, but now I'm still looking for the immortal rank 5 rank pill young pill. Xiao Yang looked at it, and beams of light with different luster slowly and quietly stood on the wall. You don't have to think about it, you know that there must be some high-level medicinal herbs. Wang buzzing. Xiao Yang still carried Du Qifei towards the inside of the pill hall. This guy. After walking a few steps, he suddenly came to the inside of the pill hall, and scenes of shocking scenery also appeared in front of Xiao Yang. If Xiao Yang was surprised by the splendid round gourd-shaped scene just now, the scene inside the pill hall at this time shocked Xiao Yang even more. Inside the pill hall, it is an independent space. There are no other fancy decorations here. Only a huge disc comes into view at the center of the disc, a stone seat stands slowly. It was quite simple, but even at an extreme distance, Xiao Yang could detect subtle fluctuations, as if the disc was an extremely tyrannical seal formation. This disc seems to. Xiao Yang stood outside the disc with Du Qifei on his back, his eyes kept glancing away at it, and he muttered. Above the disc, there is an extremely tyrannical force of confinement, and this band does not isolate humans, but it seems to have a kind of isolation medicine. Could it be that the young pill is hidden in it? After a while, Xiao Yang's tyrannical soul power returned. There is something on the stone seat. The Lord of Soul Eater also said. Treasure chest. Xiao Yang heard the words, looked around, and immediately saw that there was a treasure chest on the stone seat. The treasure chest was dimly lit, but it was extremely large, and it was more than enough to hold an adult. Is there a 5th grade immortal rank baby pill in there? Xiao Yang couldn't help muttering. His heart became hot. As we all know, medicinal pills can be transformed into human beings with a lot of wisdom if they reach the emperor rank, not to mention the divine pills that are as high as the 5th grade immortal rank. Do it. In an instant, Xiao Yang gently put Du Qifei aside, set up layers of defense, and then walked away towards the disc with the fierce flame fighting spirit in the sky. My alchemy hall, it's been a long time that no human has entered. Just when Xiao Yang stepped on the disc, the treasure chest on the stone seat shattered, and a young boy slowly stretched his body and smiled. Road. Samsung Dozian's perfection level strength. Xiao Yang looked at the child in front of him vigilantly, his eyes were uncertain, obviously he could smell a wave of death from all over his body. This guy. As the sound from the stone seat fell, it sounded like thunder in Xiao Yang's ears, deafening, and Xiao Yang suddenly stopped at the edge of the disc. It is strange to say that this disc completely fills the entire space. Above the disc, even the power of flying and stepping into the air is completely stopped, and when it is close to the disc, Xiao Yang just discovered that this disc is extremely strong. Even if he activates the holy flame himself, it probably won't hurt in the slightest. Furthermore, Xiao Yang, through the power of his dazzling soul, discovered that on the disc, tiny lines like ants appeared quietly. There was a hint of fear on the face of the child above. Are you the immortal rank 5th grade pill? Xiao Yang was quite a distance away from the child, and then smiled, although this guy's dazzling fighting power makes one's heart chill, but the relative power contained in it is also enough. Envy. Humph. How about yes and no? If you want to catch me, then see if you have the ability. Look at the move. After a while, the child did not talk nonsense with Xiao Yang, and was ready to do it. This child is only 1 meter tall, with sharp and angular and delicate facial features, which makes people like a porcelain doll at a glance, and even the whole body exudes a high-grade medicinal fragrance, which makes people feel refreshed a shock. Do it. Seeing this, Xiao Yang's eyes became sharp, and then bursts of dazzling flames of Do Qi emerged in an instant. Crash. Without any hesitation, Xiao Yang's body burned into action, so the power of the great heaven seed Fei Yang suddenly emerged, roaring away at the child with the momentum of thunder. Hey! When Xiao Yang approached the child dozens of meters, the void beside the child trembled strangely, and then a long and sized pill of various colors suddenly emerged from the void, forming a cloud of pills. Shooting away at Xiao Yang's body. It's so strong. Xiao Yang's speed was extremely fast, but his keen soul power was also aware of the unparalleled tyrannical power in this pill rain, and his fighting chi instantly became surging. Fire explosion technique. With a cold snort, countless flames of fiery red great heavenly seeds emerged above Xiao Yang's body, thus increasing his speed to the extreme. Countless Dan rain blasted towards Xiao Yang, and was directly avoided by Xiao Yang's terrifying speed, so it fell directly on the ground of the disc, but just touched the ground of the disc, it turned into a burst of white smoke and disappeared. The flame on this human being has some meaning, just play with him. And there is a very unpleasant aura mixed in here. If you want to take the benefits of the fisherman, then I will do what you want. The little child stared at a hidden wall behind the pill hall with clear eyes and said slowly. But don't underestimate this guy, after all, its predecessor was the 5th grade immortal rank young pill. Even the 5-star fighting immortal powerhouse is quite afraid of this level of existence, but I don't know why its strength is only 3-star fighting. Fairy complete. This guy seems to be able to control all the power in the pill palace. Xiao Yang looked at the disc while dodging, thinking slowly. This Dan palace. It is like a gourd. On the surrounding walls, countless rare treasures emerge, and these things are enough to be the best attacking weapons of children. I can only try the sealing dough technique. After a while, Xiao Yang didn't dare to hesitate. After all, this immortal rank 5th grade young pill must be obtained, otherwise he is now ready to devour the immortal fire's pill material, which cannot be refining its medicinal herbs is also useless. And Xiao Yang's current pharmacist level is only the 4th rank of immortal rank, and there is still a long way to go before the 5th rank of immortal rank, so capturing the young pill has become the top priority. Fire. Xiao Yang, who was moving at a high speed, spoke slowly, and the dazzling ancient ruler of different fire suddenly fell off, and an aura suddenly emerged from his body. Seventh layer breaking the sky ruler. Break it for me. In an instant, Xiao Yang suddenly stopped moving and jumped up abruptly. The ancient eternal fire ruler on the palm of his hand swiped viciously towards the stone seat where the child was, and there were 7 bright flames in a row. The sky-shattering flames roared away. Crash. Facing Xiao Yang's fierce blow, the child did not have any intention of evading it. Instead, his clear pupils watched the 7 giant rulers of flames strike, and even his pupils had a strange smile. After a while, the 7 giant flame rulers attacked directly in front of the child. Suddenly, the child did not have any extra movement. Bai Nen's little hand gently lifted, and suddenly the 7 giant flame rulers were suddenly squeezed in his hand. This guy is so strong. Xiao Yang's heart sank when he saw the child so easily defuse his attack. Although the 7th layer of breaking the sky was just a feint attack, it was still very shocking to Xiao Yang to be deciphered so easily, but Xiao Yang still did not stop what he was doing. Spirit-devouring blood monument, suppress me. After a while, when the 7 giant flaming rulers slowly disappeared in the child's palm, Xiao Yang's figure skyrocketed, and a blood-colored aura emerged from his palm with a rather aura. Boom! Xiao Yang came to the child in an instant, and then pushed out with a palm. At that time, the dazzling blood-colored aura instantly turned into dozens of huge stone tablets. On the stone tablets, a stream of the tyrannical force of repression came suddenly. Damn, you! And being instantly enveloped by Xiao Yang's actions, the child's entire body's strength slowly declined, apparently being easily suppressed by the spirit-devouring blood monument. Immortal rank 5th grade young pill, can't be so weak. Ghost. Interesting. The Lord of Soul Eater was just about to speak, but he noticed some other things in the pill hall, and immediately muttered to himself. Be honest. Xiao Yang's dazzling soul power spread on the disc, and then he looked at the children who were temporarily suppressed by his spirit-devouring blood tablet, and sneered immediately. Hateful. Let me go, or else. Although the child was struggling, he couldn't escape the suppression of the blood-devouring monument. You must take this guy and go with Chifei as soon as possible. I always find it strange here. When the matter of the Heavenly King's possession is resolved, I am also in the mausoleum, and I will thoroughly refine the elixir that devours the immortal fire. When the matter of the demon suppression prison is over, it will be much easier to go to the Lord of Li Soul. Xiao Yang looked at the child, and then spoke slowly. Where's Chifei? At that moment, when Xiao Yang looked at the outside of the Pill Palace, a shock appeared in his heart. The Dan Palace was in the shape of a gourd. Just now, Chifei was placed under the gourd Dan Palace by Xiao Yang, and there was only a disc above it, but now, looking at it, Chifei's delicate body was completely invisible. Hand over the 5th grade immortal rank baby pill. Otherwise, your companion, I am afraid that only Xiong Xiaoyu will perish. After a while, a pale figure of the living dead appeared on the periphery of the disc. He smiled at Xiao Yang. 1000 puppet ghost sect guy? Looking at the figure of the living dead who grabbed Du Chifei, Xiao Yang's face slowly showed a hint of vigilance. Stop talking nonsense, hand over the immortal rank 5th grade pill. Otherwise, this companion of yours may only perish. There was no blood on the face of the living dead, just as white as a dead person. He snorted coldly, and his voice was filled with a strangeness, but the second no one noticed that the strength in Duan Chifei's body was slowly rising like a vast ocean. Hey, how can there be a tyrannical force in this woman that makes me feel uneasy? Seeing this, the children who were temporarily suppressed by Xiao Yang's spirit-devouring blood tablet suddenly shrank their clear pupils, as if they saw something fearful. General stuff. Here. Thinking for a moment, Xiao Yang also directly projected the child beside him at the living dead, but in the opposite direction, he threw it towards the disc, but the dazzling spiritual power in his body was also instantly wriggled. If you're interested, I'll give it to you. And the living dead also know the details of Duo Chifei, the daughter of the dignified Dongju overlord, so naturally they won't really kill, and threw Duo Chifei directly at Xiao Yang, and immediately the children who were suppressed by the blood monument roared away. With a sound, Xiao Yang skillfully caught Du Chifei. Where is this? Duo Chifei, who seemed to be stimulated by the gloomy aura of the living dead, was caught by Xiao Yang, his beautiful eyes slowly flickering, and he woke up. This is the Pill Palace. Xiao Yang hugged Du Chifei, and then the dazzling flames suddenly spread over the two bodies, and then quickly escaped from the disc. What's wrong? Duan Chifei didn't notice anything because he had just woken up. Seeing Xiao Yang's actions, he couldn't help but wonder. Let's go. Xiao Yang didn't say much, and took Du Chifei to the outside of the disc. The dazzling spiritual power was like a tide, and suddenly poured out into the disc. 1000 puppet ghost sect? Following Xiao Yang's actions, Duo Chifei also found the figure of the living dead whizzing away at the mysterious child. Ha ha ha. The 5th grade immortal pill is mine. After a while, the living dead directly grabbed the child in his hands, and there was a burst of ecstasy on his pale face. With this immortal rank 5th grade young pill, he is enough to break through the current shackles and successfully enter the 4-star fighting immortal. Farewell. Thank you for today's matter. A cold snort sounded, and the living dead took the children, and quickly swept away from the pill hall with lightning speed. I just want to leave now, it's too late. At that time, a voice containing a majestic killing intent filled the disc in an instant. Xiao Yang, I don't want to kill you today. If you are interested, get out of the way as soon as possible, otherwise. The living dead snorted coldly with the child. Purgatory array. Come out for me. There is no unnecessary nonsense. The dazzling flames directly wrapped the entire disc completely, and wisps of molten slurry suddenly appeared on the disc. The top is completely wrapped, breaking the escape route of the living dead. How could it be possible? The keen perception power just diffused out, and the breath of the living dead suddenly dropped by a full level. His own strength was originally a 3-star Dozian perfection, but under the suppression of the mysterious flame of this formation, he actually dropped to the late stage of the 3-star Dozian. On the other hand, Xiao Yang's aura was abruptly raised to the middle stage of the 3-star Dozian level. It seems to be successful. Seeing this, Xiao Yang nodded with satisfaction and smiled. Since completely controlling the formation, Xiao Yang has hidden the formation pattern in the formation stone and displayed it. The powerhouse of the same rank can lower the enemy's strength by 1 level and increase his own strength by 1 level, although only in the formation it takes effect in the middle, and the time is only a stick of incense, but this is enough. What kind of magic method is this? The living dead's expression changed, staring at Xiao Yang gloomily. In this purgatory formation, he felt an extremely strong unease. Purgatory formation dragon. Now, without any extra explanation, Xiao Yang's body easily fell into the formation, and immediately disappeared from the sight of the living dead, as if the formation was merged into one. Boom. As Xiao Yang's voice fell, on the disc surrounded by the formation, countless molten slurries exuded a violent aura of destruction. With a touch of fiery red flames, the two instantly formed a line. A ferocious dragon with a full length of 100 feet. The ferocious dragon was covered in flames, making it look sacred and majestic, and even on its forehead, a conspicuous stone appeared. 36,000 of them. Tips for carving insect. Look at how I capture you. After a while, aware of the fierce aura on the ferocious dragon, the living dead sneered, and a dazzling fighting spirit emerged. The living dead are the original inhabitants of the ghost world, so they are the body of the soul. In addition, the ghosts on their bodies are gloomy and strange, so they are restrained by Xiao Yang's masculine flames. 100 puppet masters, come out for me. In an instant, a pale pavilion ring in the hands of the living dead slowly wriggled, and then a strange figure with milky white body suddenly appeared. Puppet. Looking at the puppet that suddenly appeared, Xiao Yang frowned. Obviously this puppet also carried the same tyrannical oppression. Lord 100 puppets, kill him for me. As the white puppets appeared, the living dead snorted coldly. The white puppet is like a human, with delicate faces and facial features, but there is no vitality, and there is only a strong ghost on the body. It is obviously a human puppet made by special means after being obliterated by others. The head of the 100 puppets trembled all over, and then turned into a milky white blade, roaring away at the ferocious fire dragon with the momentum of lightning. Don't care. At this moment, Xiao Yang didn't have time to think about it. All the dazzling power was poured into the ferocious fire dragon, and then he suddenly attacked it. Boom. The sound of explosions continued to sound, but the 100 puppet leaders did not feel pain. As if they were not afraid of death, they attacked the ferocious fire dragon as quickly as possible, making Xiao Yang quite uncomfortable. After all, this guy is comparable to the powerhouse in the late stage of the 3-star fighting immortals. Forget it, I'm the only one who can do it. Otherwise, it will only be more troublesome to let other strong people enter here. Looking at Xiao Yang, who was in a hard fight, the Soul Eater Lord spoke slowly. Oh, this is it. Just as he was about to do it, he noticed a sharp aura emerge. Boom. When the living dead controlled by Puppet Chang and Xiao Yang in a stalemate, the children around him also slowly fell off, and were suddenly grabbed by a shadow. Little bastard. The living dead who were still fighting with Xiao Yang noticed that the child was arrested, and immediately roared angrily. Let's go. Qian Ying snorted coldly, then grabbed Xiao Yang with one hand, took the child with him, and ran away towards the outside of the Pill Palace. Samsung Doxian is complete. And Xiao Yang was directly taken away from the Pill Palace by Qian Ying, and suddenly saw that this Qian Ying actually possessed such a tyrannical power. Not only did he not have any joy, but his heart was shocked. This video will end here.